Welcome back to the workshop in part 4 of making 100 necklaces. I'm working on making necklaces 31 through 40 today. This video may look a little strange because I accidentally filmed it in 30 frames per second rather than 60 frames per second. It was a little hard editing in the beginning, but I got a hold of it eventually. I've been having a lot of on and off days with editing this video. It took me a while to get into the groove. I'm using white oak and mahogany for these necklaces. This round, I'm trying something I haven't ever tried before with necklaces. I want to try a multi-part necklace. The necklace would be held together with jump rings, and I think it would look really new and exciting. I did face some struggles in making these necklaces, but I'll get into that when I reach those struggles. For some of the sawing, I used my Japanese pole saw. I have used and mentioned it many times in the past. It is still razor sharp even though it's missing some teeth. So if anyone at Suizan wants to hit me up with a new saw, let me know. Here we have all the blanks laid out. I'm excited to see how they turn out. Let me know in the comments which one is your favorite, and while you're down there, why don't you give this video a like too. We're doing the shaping with chisels again. I'm yet to find a method of shaping that's faster and more accurate, or as satisfying. My chisels are my babies. I especially love these new Swiss chisels I have. They are what you have seen the majority of me using in these videos. Mahogany is the most satisfying wood to use with a chisel. Its density is just right to get elegant chips with ease. I also used a Stanley block plane for some of the shaping. I like the contrast of the brass up against the black painted steel. The oak is a little harder to carve. It's much denser than the mahogany. That does mean you can get really cool chips like this though. They would make cool necklaces. Just gonna write that down. I'm putting on my PPE because now it's time to start sanding. Once again, I'm using the handheld belt sander. The belt is a little worn out and for some reason it won't track centered, but it still works faster than hand sanding. Here's where I encountered my first problem. Because the belt was a little worn out, the wood would get extremely hot. This didn't affect the mahogany, but the oak started to crack and warp from the heat. None of them broke during power sanding, but while handstanding, I could feel the oak bending and cracking more. This is where most of the necklaces broke. I'm cutting the necklaces in half in order to be able to add jump rings later on. I'm not using my pole saw this time, it's just not stiff enough to make these small accurate cuts. Instead, I'm using my dovetail saw. It's not really made for cross cuts, but it works. Everything is now cut out. Unfortunately, not all my cuts were square. I'm using sandpaper to clean up the cuts, and remove my pencil marks from drawing up all the necklaces earlier. Everything is sanded. I can use a small punch in my mallet to make center holes for my drill. I made that mallet in a previous video. Carefully, Eli, don't break the necklace. Well, okay, well, take two. There you go, you fool. Believe it or not, just broke another one. Ah, crap. Alright. I used a 3/64 inch drill bit for the holes for the jump rings. It was just big enough to let the rings through the wood. This process would be a lot easier with a drill press. Once again, I used mineral oil for the finish. And we're all finished. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a like. If you really love what I'm doing here, feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.